Hey everybody, Kenny here. So I've been playing Path of Exile for a long time. Long enough that I would say I fall into that category that Josh Hayes and Callum Upton kind of coined when they said that a casual gamer of a regularly updated game tends to consider themselves casual when, from the perspective of a new player, they would be considered hardcore. So I'm aware that despite the fact that I don't play this game at the quantity that is truly hardcore, since I don't even do maps, like I run a league, I get a character up to the point where I can unlock their ascendancy, and for me, it's all about trying out a fun little build and then waiting for the next league to try something else out. But I decided that for this league, instead of doing what I usually do and spend a lot of time crafting a build that I think is going to work and then trying it out, in this case, I have an idea for something I want to do, but I already know that in order for it to work, I will need to have a 5-link item just to be able to run the gem combo. And because of that, this isn't the kind of build that I feel comfortable recommending to anyone. Because generally, if you're going to recommend someone a build, you want it to be that build can get by on 4 gems or less, You don't want to go higher than that because there's no guarantee you're ever going to find anything higher than 4-stop. I've been playing this game for nearly 10 years now. And I have 3 6-links across in my standard account. I have 3 6-links, 2 of which are I'm forgetting the name. The level 1. The level 1 unique 6-link. I can't think of the name. How about Arasa? Yeah. So I have 2 of those and 1 proper 6-link that I found. But that's across many characters. And I've deleted a ton of characters. I actually hit the character limit, which is very difficult to do. and I had to delete a bunch of characters. So, across all the characters that I've made, I found 3 6-links, and I've crafted 1 5-link, and I found maybe 3 other 5-links. And that's it. In 9 years. That is as much as I found in what would be considered more endgame-ish gear to be able to do 5 or more gems in a single item. So, to me, going above 4 link gems, that's for people who want to go into maps content. But if you just want to play the game normally, and just have fun with it, try out some zany stuff, then 4 link or bust, That's how I feel about it. So I decided that since I don't have a solid build in place for what I want to do, but as you can see here, for the ascendancies that I've done, I've done all of the witches, I've done all of the duelists, and I've done all of the shadows, and there's only one ascendancy for the Scion. So I only have Templars, Marauders, and Rangers left. So I'm just going to make a new Templar, since, there's only 6 characters that I'm interested in making left until Path of Exile 2 comes out. So I'm going to make a new Templar, this one with the intention of being an Inquisitor, I believe is the ascendancy name. Whichever the one is like the hybrid spec. I know that, people don't like that one. But, they came out with some new lightning gems with this league, and I want to try those out. And so I think that that's the best option for that. What this series is for is I'm going to be basically posting these as kind of a build log, I guess. And if it ever gets to the point where this feels viable, then maybe I'll follow it up with an actual proper build video to show, hey, this is actually pretty good. Try it out. But for now, I'm going to be doing like these little build logs just to kind of be like an intro for people who are interested in playing Path of Exile, but kind of feel intimidated by the massive amount of content and the systems that are in place, which is understandable. The only game that I would say is more intimidating than Path of Exile was Warframe. And trust me, like Warframe, I've put in probably around like 250 hours in that game. And I really like it, but it's also a game that, I definitely don't like. Well, Path of Exile, I feel I've played enough of this game that if someone who hasn't played the game were to ask me, I feel I could confidently assist them in learning how to play the game. With Warframe, I can't say the same, because even with 250 hours in that game, like, I know that the like the true, like, oh, I understand all the systems and everything, like that requires like thousands of hours in that game to get to the point where you can reliably say to other people, yeah, I can tell you how to do all the things. Yeah, so this is more for people who are interested in seeing Warframe, but not really for the people who are so hardcore about it that they would only want to see someone rush straight to maps and, be dropping bosses. Because this character will not be doing that. Because I have not done that with any character. This is the highest level character I've ever made in this game. And it's unlikely I'll ever get him too much higher, just because it's a Berserker character. And unfortunately, as much as I love as I love playing as this character from the. This is one of my first characters, probably my second or third character that I ever made in Path of Exile. And as much as I love playing as this character, being a pure physical build in this game is rough. It's really rough. I mean, I'm glad that the game isn't like it used to be, where you just kept cycling through the acts and you complete Act 3 and then you just restart the game from Act 1 and the next difficulty, and then you do it again, and then you'd get to maps. Like, I'm glad that it's not like that anymore, because that was a miserable experience. And at least now, it's still a little miserable once you get past, like, Act 7. But at least then, you're doing different stuff. So it's not, you're getting your head kicked in while playing through content that you've already gone through. Because honestly, my recommendation to anyone: play through the entire game, all 10 acts, one time. If you've done it one time, you do the mission that unlocks maps. As far as I'm concerned, you beat the game. Congratulations. If you want to make another character, you don't need to bother doing all of that again. Because you've done it one time, and that's good enough. It's too much effort to put in. And there's other games I need playing. So, we're going to be doing a Kalandra, not a solo self-found. I'm not going to be trading, but I also don't want to limit that character that way. You will be a Templar. What will I name you? You're going to be an Inquisitor, I think.
And is that not the greatest folly of all? To lose faith when it's all you have left? You were once the chosen of God, a Templar. You are now the chosen of Reclast, an Exile.
Pretty sure he's an Inquisitor. I think it's Hierophant, Inquisitor, Guardian, I think. So what do I call an Inquisitor? His name doesn't mean anything. Just I'm putting stuff together. I can't think of anything better. Let's go. So I will be skipping all of that. Thank you. Pick that up. Yeah, so basically, you see something on the ground, you pick it up, it shows up here. You have your gem slots. Talk to this guy here, because he's got a thing. Then you talk to him, kill this thing here. Away with you, zombie. Get your skill gem. Equipping the skill gem gets you your attack there. I'm going to rebind my middle mouse button to be the attack and change this to move only. Because if you're moving around and you happen to mouse over an enemy, then you'll attack them. And with the quantity that enemy show up in this game, it is not to your benefit to be stopping to hit every enemy. Alright. Zombie down. Alright. Go away with you, zombies. Great. Now we will recharge our mana. Actually, yeah, so I'm gonna do that first because I want to check something. Okay. Yeah, there used to be a thing where if you moved your mana flask while you were out in the field, then it would empty your flask. Just confirming that that's not in the game anymore. Okay. Did I pass the chest? No drop so far. Interesting. Only gotten one currency item. Yeah, so now we have our first support gem. Adding a support gem to an active gem adds an additional effect. In this case, we have elemental proliferation, which causes our statuses to, I guess, proc onto surrounding enemies. So in this case, we're using a cold weapon that has a 25% chance to freeze enemies. So if we end up freezing an enemy, it will cause that effect on all enemies around it. But the radius is limited, and so the other crab wasn't affected. In this case, let's try to round up the zombos here. Corral zombos. Corral. Now we'll that. Yeah, so you see that. Like that means it's chilled.
It would seem my god has no need for my company just yet.
Here we go. Up there. Yep. Got some boots. Yeah, and what I'm doing, like it seems like it's not necessary to break everything, but trust me, it's very important to be in the habit, especially early on, of breaking open everything you see. Because in Path of Exile, everything can drop everything. I mean, that's not true. There are loot tables for certain items, but for the most part, if you come on, Helico, pull the sword. There we go. Yeah, but for the most part, if going to wheel him around here while I try to remember what I was trying to say. Yeah, about breaking everything. So, while there are certain things that will only drop from like certain like maps, bosses, and things like that, you always have a chance that if you were to break just a regular barrel, that it would drop a unique item. Like it's happened to me many times. Like literally anything can drop any special thing you can think of. So it's worth it, always worth it, to just break anything you happen to see. I'm not saying to go full clear mentality. Like, you know, like, oh, you need to get every little bit of map out of the way. Like, to make sure that you didn't pass anything by. It's more of a, if you happen to be walking past it, then you should be breaking it. Just so you know that it wasn't anything important. Grab all of our Helico. Using evasion, so no. Get a scepter. 5 to 8. 5 to 8. But it has... I bet they are not linked. Maybe this wand's here. Actually, that's pretty good. That is pretty good. And we have that. Yeah, so put that aside for now. We're going to go inside the first hub town, Lioness Watch. Now, I actually do enjoy the story of this game, but I have heard all of these lines of dialogue far too many times, and I will not be going over them. So, hi, Nessa. Yep, I'm a blasphemer. That's right. I'm going to sell these items. Quickest way, hold control, click on them, and they just go into the pane there. Easiest way to do that.
God hasn't abandoned us.
In Path of Exile, there is no fiat currency, as you would see in most games where, you know, like you have like gold, silver, such and such. It's more of a commodity system. So everything is worth certain currency items instead of a tradable currency, because these have the value of being the things that they are. So this Scroll of Wisdom, which identifies an item, these are incredibly common and therefore are only used in trading the most basic items, such as probably this belt here. Yep. So 2 Scrolls of Wisdom get me a Rustic Sash, which is a common cloth belt that increases global physical damage. But if I wanted to, let's say, trade for one of these rings or one of those red flasks there, yeah, I would need to trade an Orb of Alteration, which is a more advanced currency item that you get. Well, you don't see any here, but if I were to trade this in, so I'll just look at the sell item. If I were to try to sell this, which is an identified item, then I would get alteration shards. And enough alteration shards would get me an Orb of Alteration, which I could then use to trade for an Agile Iron Ring. Or over this constant medium mana flask, I would be able to get that if I had 3 of these orbs here. I do not. But yeah, that's how the currency works in the game. And I might go over some of the basic recipes, but you need to know. Yes. Thank you for the poem. I appreciate it. I'll go get that for you.
Fine work with Helico.
Yep, thank you. So, what I would like from you. I want the smite. I really want the smite. The problem is, I have this. So I'm going to take the lightning tendrils instead. Yeah. Lightning tendrils are the best bet because it is a channeling gem. Means I can just press a button and do stuff. But I won't get rid of this. I'll keep it right there. In my alt slot.
Stay sharp out there.
Alright. Now the stash here, you notice I have many colorful tabs, and some of them have special looks to them. This is like that because I spent money on these. When you play the game, all of your tabs can look like this one here, where it will just have a number and it won't have any coloring or anything. So keep that in mind that that this is not what a normal inventory looks like. This is just what I named all of these and the colors I gave them because of the way that I like to play the game. All right, to the beach we go.
My nightmares, they were prophecy.
Perhaps they were. Oops. There we go. All right. Yeah. Like, I always like having a spell that's like this, or at least an attack that's like that, because they're very good for breaking stuff open. So when I was on the beach, I kept having to kick in all of the barrels and stuff, which I was only doing because I basically had to, because there was no, it was either that or go through the effort of pressing attack on every on everything, and it's less effort to just click on everything. But if you have some kind of area effect spell, then that makes things much quicker. Come on, let's get together. Smile on me, brother. All right. Yeah, especially early game, you know, like it's all about being as efficient as possible. So, like, because I know that this spell consumes mana as I hold the button down, you know, I don't want to waste mana by going up and doing that on an enemy by enemy basis. You're just gonna keep throwing the rock. Thank you for fine with us. I'm generally a stickler about being pretty thorough about clearing, but
My prayers are thus answered.
as I've mentioned, I don't have plans for this character. Like, I have an idea of something I want to do, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get to that, so doesn't make sense to force any kind of specific actions. No Flame Flurry. I will not subscribe to your newsletter. Must understand. I don't like those articles. They don't appeal to me. One time an ad for your site came up at work. Things got awkward. I'm sorry. Maybe next time. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, good. Moving on. Oh, something I probably haven't been explaining. Let's see if anything... Yeah, so we have this bound corpse here. So that should drop something. So... Alright. Oh. So you see that you're not seeing anything. You're seeing something. If you hold down the Alt key, that'll generally make anything visible. In Path of Exile, you can set what are called filters. So for me, look at the game. I look at... Yeah, list of item filters. I have a file that is formatted in a certain way to only show me items that I want to see. So if a currency item were to drop, then I would not have to press Alt in order to see it. But any kind of like white item, I would have to press the button in order to see it on the ground. So like that plate vest. Okay. We're almost at the tidal island. Die crabs. Alright, we reach our first waypoint. So in action RPGs in general, this is a very common thing. You'll find a spot that you can use to quickly travel back to your hub. So you activate your waypoint, and then you can just go back to Lioness or whatever your hub is for that act to be able.
Welcome.
So let's see. That's a little better. Keep that. I might choose to dual wield the wands. Haven't decided yet. But I am definitely going to toss these. And it gives me some energy shield. So maybe I'll hold on to that. Eight, 9. Yeah. So those. Pop this. Pop this. So these off. This I'm not sure if I want to toss just yet. Because it has the same slots as this weapon here. So 10 to 16, 5 to 8. We're looking at our glacial hammer. It's currently at 19.4 damage per second at the cost of 5 mana. This is a two-handed weapon. It increases elemental damage with attack skills. We go and we put that on here. Now it deals 35 damage for the same 5 mana. So we got value. 9% spell damage, 15%. Yeah, I'm still going to hold on to this. Just in case. But an important thing, so whenever you get to a hub town, there'll be 2 or more vendor NPCs. And generally, the 2 that you'll have in every act are a vendor who sells you the accessories, the flasks, and also any gems that you are offered as a quest reward. So when you're offered those gems from the quest rewards, anything you didn't pick, they'll show up here. Although there's obviously more than what was on that list. So I don't know if they changed something and now they offer more than what is originally offered to you by the quest reward, or if I just never noticed that they had a larger pool offering at each of those after each of those quests are completed. But in any case, you can always go to the, I guess, item vendor NPC to get your, to get more skill gems or any of these type 5 items. And then you have your equipment NPC you can get equipment from. And it's very important to take a look at the offerings of your quest NPCs. Sometimes they'll have something like this. Right now, I can spend one of my Scrolls of Wisdom to get this Twig Spirit Shield. And while that Twig Spirit Shield is not any better than what I have here, and I'm not going to get it for that reason, what it does have is a green a red, and a blue link socket. And by getting that, for the cost of that one Scroll of Wisdom, I can now sell it for a chromatic orb. And so this orb, even though it definitely doesn't look like an orb, but they call it an orb, can be used to change the color of the sockets on an item. So, say, like here, I would like to use the elemental proliferation on my lightning tendrils, but this shield and this chest piece that have link slots only have one blue slot. So I will take a chance and roll this. And in this case, I failed. It just swapped those positions. But had it rolled the 2 blue, then I would have been able to run my lightning tendrils with the elemental proliferation. So it's just something to consider.
Welcome.
You always take a look at what they're offering, because you might be able to get a deal like that to be able to get some quick currency. And also, he's also like a good source of... So you... Before Act 3, you will not be able to get anything with more than 3 slots. I mean, like, I shouldn't say that. Like, it is possible for you to get something with more than 3 slots before Act 3, but it's very rare. But in the vendor offerings, you might be able to get something like these gauntlets here. I get a blue and 2 reds for the cost of 1 Scroll of Wisdom. They're already linked, so this could actually carry me through quite a bit of content, because now I have those 3 things. And they also was offering this leather cap that I could also get, and you know, obviously I won't, because this is an evasion piece of equipment, and I'm not going to be pushing evasion, but in this case, I will definitely be taking these gauntlets, because even though I have one that has 3, they aren't linked. So that is a great deal. He is offering... Now that would cost 2, and I only have 2 left. But this has 2. But it's weaker than that. I definitely want this one. Got a bunch of spell damage on it. Yeah, you got this robe here also. And it costs 1. I'll be giving up my armor for 16 energy shield. An energy shield that's this blue kind of tint over my health bar. Yeah, I'm gonna go for it. Oh, no. Aha. Yes. Chainmail. 2 blues. And it gets me armor and energy shield. Thank you, sir. Oops. Oh, yeah. That's right. I have not swapped this out yet. Alright. Yeah, so I'm not going to be using this now because I... Oh, no, that's right. I didn't do that. So... Oh, so actually I should also explain something important about the vendors. Every time you level up, their offering changes. It's not the kind of thing where, like, if you were to try to log out and log back in, they'll be offering something new. It doesn't work that way. It's every time you level up. So definitely keep that in mind. Yeah, but I definitely want to come back for that shield. What I'm going to do... Yeah. All right. I'm going to head back over here. Oh. Yeah, so this is another thing to be mindful of. You can see that when I came in here, I had already cleared out the beach, or the coast. But now you can see that I don't have any map progress here anymore, because in Path of Exile, every time you enter an area, every time you leave an area, a timer starts. And if you don't go back before the timer ends, then the area resets. And the way you can check that, you hold control and you click on that area, and you can see this is the one I currently have open, which it tells me when it was created and how long it's going to be open for. And I could choose to go back, or I could go into a new one, which is useful for if you find yourself in an area that you want to do some stuff in. Like, you know, when I say do some stuff in, I mean, like, you know that you like the spacing of that area, you like the tile set, you like the mob variety, whatever the case is. So you could go and just keep repeating that same area over again if you wanted. In this case, I'm just going to go back here. Although something that it just occurred to me, I went through this whole first area and I did not find the league mechanic. Like the Kalandra mirror thing, that's the whole new league thing, never actually showed up. Like in the last 5 leagues, there's, you know, the thing showed up right as you left Lioness. But that's interesting that I managed to not have that happen. Yeah, after I kill these guys, I'm gonna have to take a look at my spell. I'm curious if shock, like if you can't, like, you know, shock using lightning tendrils. And I was just assuming that you could. Let's see. Lightning tendrils. Beats stronger pulse every 4 pulses. Stronger pulse deals 20% with hits and ailments. Yeah, so it's capable of... It's capable of shocking. Yeah, so all of the elements in Path of Exile have an ailment associated with it. So with lightning, you have what's called shock, which is when you see, like, they have like that. You saw they had like those like little like lightning wisps, like kind of shooting off of them. Yeah, I'm being careful here not to get too much experience, because my goal is to just pick up enough items to finish off another Roll of Wisdom so that I can go back to Lioness and see, how close am I? I'm at 2 and I have 3 items. Yeah, I can do it now. I'm coming for you, shield. I'm coming for that sweet, sweet extra spell damage.
Greeting.
Yes, greeting. I would like you to buy these terrible, terrible items that have no value for you. But for me, they mean power. You have made me powerful. Wrong thing. Here we go. You have made me powerful this day, Tarkly, and you will live to regret it. Now I can kill with impunity. Let's see, 17.9, without the shield, 13.4. Yes, I'm going to explore this side before I go for the quest objective, because I want to see if the League mechanic shows up. It's so weird that I went through the first area without finding it. It had to have been there, I just didn't encounter it. Okay. Yeah, so let's do a change up here. Yep. Oh, yeah, something that I really like about... I'm not sure when they did it, but they made changes to a lot of the weapon arts so that depending on the weapon you're using, it actually changes what you see. So, I don't know if you noticed before, when I was doing the Glacial Hammer with the mace, the effect of the hammer was kind of like a little... kind of like a pickaxe little thing. But now when I use it, you actually see like that big, like this big hammer actually pop out. Back. Yeah, whenever you start a new league, I definitely recommend picking up everything you see. Although be mindful of the amount of inventory that the items pick up. So, like, you mostly want to be picking up stuff like this and this, since you can fit more of them than you can something like this. And obviously, if something drops like an amulet or a ring, you definitely want to be picking those up, because that's the most value you can get as far as being able to sell items for. What are you doing on this side? What are you doing on this side? All these years I've been playing this game, and you are always on the other side of the island. Hillrake. You have surprised me. Yeah, I definitely don't want to use the hammer, because this guy uses cold. Well, I mean, it doesn't say he's strong against cold. Let's try it. Yeah. Ring. Yeah, so see, like these, the tower shield and the maul, these would take up a very large amount of inventory space. So let me see. Yeah, I wouldn't even be able to pick those up. If I tried, then...
I am no beast of burden.
Yep. So, in this case, we definitely want to put these shoes on. It gives us some mana, some life, and some fire resistance. Nice. Those here. That over. Here. Here. Now I pick up some stuff. Grab that and that. Nope. I was hoping that maybe it was just that I needed to go to the extremes, but guess not. The end. No league mechanic.
Calm has removed the eternal stain from this coast. The Empire's citizens decorate our meeting houses.
How strange.
Our warriors build homes for our families. Our families till the earth, fish the waters, fill the air with song. The card we weigh is yet a seedling here, but it grows, gains in pride and power every day.
Man,
Calm has kept
that
his
is a full clear.
the time of the
No.
has come.
No mechanic. Very strange. Well, yeah, let's not do that. Let's go back first, because our bags are full. Take the chest.
I've almost stopped believing.
I will take this, thank you. And let's see. Oh, onslaught. Speed. I think infused channeling just makes you take less damage if you're channeling at the time, right? 5% more damage. Yeah, you take less damage. Oh, so, okay. So now you deal more damage and you take less damage. Nice. So Cascade. Arcane Surge. Ooh. Yeah, so both Arcane Surge and use Channeling would be very useful. I'll take the Infused Channeling for now. Buy my stuff. Buy this ring here. Dexterity. Okay. Oh, life and dexterity. So. And we want to put this on right there. So the Quicksilver Flask, just extra movement speed. So why not? We're going to hold on to this, see if maybe it's good. And now we're going to swap our elemental configuration here. Yeah, couldn't do. Hopefully we'll see some improvement there. Indeed we did.
Got a job for you.
Good. I leveled up. What do you got? No. Eh. Okay. 3. Oh, and you got a better one here. All right. I will not ponder. I will move forward. Oh, by the way, so you noticed over here on the side is telling me that I click these to level up. I'm intentionally not doing that because I don't know what I'm doing yet. I mean, for the most part, these are hassle-free because if I were to rank these up, you can see that the requirement is just to be level 2. Be level 2 to be level 2. So I'm not losing anything by doing that, but it's good to be in the habit of not just leveling up your gems as they become available to level up, because eventually the requirement for using the gem will increase to the point where by leveling it up, you can no longer use the gem because you no longer satisfy the requirement. Very unfortunate thing that I've always had a big issue with when it comes to these games. Especially since when the game gets rebalanced and they decide that a gem that used to, you know, require like 30 strength suddenly requires 30 strength and 20 dexterity. Ah, here we go. Got the league mechanic. I have to go all the way to the fetid pool for that. That. Oh, Iron Ring, good. I mean, Iron Ring's actually not good, but it would be good if I was someone else. A pack of crabs, pack of cannibals, a pack of skeletons. I'm gonna be fighting plenty of skeletons, so let's go crabs. Here, why not? All right. Okay. We'll see how that works as we go, I guess. So my guess is that we need to find another one of those and complete the, I guess, puzzle in order to do the actual lake thing. Nothing here. So. And you can see that while I'm casting it, there's like a bubble that shows up around me. That's that protective effect of the infused channeling support gem that I equipped. that. Grab those. Nope.
The path becomes clearer with each bloody step.
That. You. I appreciate it. Like here. Pass these open. Hey there. Hi. There you are. Currently, I have one. Hey there. Okay. You might have noticed that as I was trying to get away, I kept on like stutter stopping. The Roas, when they hit you, they have a very high chance to stun you. But that's what that was. I was being stunned each time that I was getting hit by a Roa, and it was stopping me from moving forward. Those... Can I fit one more of these? Yeah. This is new. You can actually see remnants of like a hut here now. That's new to the tile set. That's the last one of those.
I am no beast of burden.
Oh, that's the long one. That one requires 2 vertical spaces. Yeah. Good. Open the way here. And again, so even though our objective is actually to go up here to the fetid cave, I recommend that so do this. You know, just put in the 3 shells to head in here first. Because as soon as you get in here, there's another waypoint. Right there. That speeds things up for you. So you can go. So once you need to come back here, you can come back here immediately. Just from town instead of having to wander your way back there if this area happens to respawn or happens to reset while you're doing the next part. Actually, I should have... yeah, my inventory's full, so I should have just gone back to town while I was there. Lioness. What's up?
Now that you've drained that passage,
Flame wall. Crossbomb. He's near you. I don't think I will. I don't think I've used Flame Wall before. I've definitely picked it up, but I don't think I've ever used it. Give it a shot. Oh, and get my utility skill. Do I want to guard, or do I want to blink? Obviously blink. There. There.
stay sharp out there. Still alive.
Did not sell our stuff. So, see, add that. So, got one of these now. Yeah, definitely wanting that. Here. Use this now. Right damage over time multiplier. Spell damage. No. Could be a loss.
Stay sharp out there.
Oh, and I'm not sure if this is something that you can only do if you have tabs that you paid for, or if it's available to everyone. But if you see this, like this little icon here, like this one where I have the icon maps, has this little icon in the corner there. What those are is what's called affinities, tab affinities. And your tab affinities, so let's say my affinity here is currency. And what that means is that if I was to control click, see that goes there. If I was to go to, let's say, this jewels tab, still went there. Because that's what the affinities do. Is so that regardless of where you were when you decided to go to your inventory, you can just click all of your currency and or click your items so that they go to the place where you want them to go. Hopefully that's available to everyone, but that might be a premium thing. Let's see. What's Flame Wall do? It's a constant effect in an area. Yeah. Because the only game I've ever used Flame Wall in is Diablo 2. And in Diablo 2, like you draw out what the Flame Wall is. But it's a very different thing here. It's kind of a... static damage over time kind of deal. Let's find the boss here. What's up? Did I kill the boss and just forgot? No, let's see over here. There he is. Hey, boss. Ooh. Oh. Okay. Yes. So, like, when you see enemies that have, like, a special thing floating around them, these were added, well, technically added 2 leagues ago. But as of last league, any magic enemies, so enemies with the blue aura, can have what's called an arch nemesis mod. And that's, so you see that as a magic enemy, its normal mod is that it can resist fire. Its special mod is the one with the orange lettering, which makes it that it deals lots of extra fire damage, which isn't good for a level 4 character. It's unfortunate that it spawned with the boss. Just a whole pack with that mod with the boss. Here we go. Got our 5 points, and this is when I always start at 5 points. Like, you know, like I I don't like to spend time like just doing one at a time to try to figure out what I'm doing. Like, just go all in. In this case, we get damage and mana, elemental. That'll be damage, attack speed. Go for the mana regen and life. Energy shield. Some life regen here. Effect going that way. Go for the elemental mastery over here if we do that. So yeah, so let's go to here. Skip this part to get down to here. Get this. Go straight down to this part here. And then we'll skip back to get the extra life and survival stuff here. Or maybe we'll just go up and grab this over here. that's the current plan. Just go in, guns blazing. Not a major difference, but could help. Can't. Boss down. Wow. They did say that loot was going to be not as good this league, and they were right. Mission complete. Hey, I think that's the first flask we've actually run into. Let's see. By doing what I did, didn't get any stats, right? Yeah. Nothing till I get here. Strength and intelligence. That'll give me some extra intelligence going around there. Strength. There. Intelligence there. I'm trying to figure out, because these are the starting stats for a Templar. Well, so that is including the +9 from this. The 23 and everything. I'm just thinking if I were to level up some of the spells, I'd be cause myself any issues. See that if I were to level up the flame wall, then the requirement would go up to 6, which is my current level. And the intelligence requirement would go up to 20, which is just under what the actual base intelligence is for this character. So that's already a dangerous upgrade there. I forgot about my Frostblink. Yeah, so where's level 2? Currently not using any of those. Where's level 6 and 15 intelligence, so that's safe. And for now, I'm not going to upgrade the Frostblink. We don't want to be boosting our mana consumption too much. Hello. And goodbye. So, oh, grab that. Not to use, but to sell. Let's make sure we cleared out all of this part first. If you ever played Diablo 2, then this is essentially I'm forgetting the name. The Pit of Sin, it's that first that first dungeon that they send you into, like to cleanse the Pit of Evil or whatever. This is basically the equivalent of that. You see when we get to the end. Yeah, so these guys, they have that spinning thing. They are Stormweavers, which means they deal lots of extra electricity damage. So, and they're resistant to lightning, which is unfortunate. More flask. 3 that. Okay. Keep going. So now 16 intelligence requirement. 31 damage. 42 damage. So in Path of Exile, like there's a big discrepancy between skill gems for weapon arts and skill gems for spells. With skill gems for spells, if you look at lightning tendrils, the amount of damage that it does goes up considerably faster than something like Glacial Hammer, which is 165% of base damage of the weapon. So with a skill gem, you know, a melee skill gem or weapon skill gem, your power comes from the weapon you're using. Whereas with the spells, the damage actually comes from the spell. And then you can enhance that damage through your passive build in the skill tree. And through equipment that specifically increases those damage types. Yes, this is another one. So this one has the Gargantuan, which means that it has a ton of health compared to a normal enemy. And since it has the yellow aura, that means that it is a rare enemy. And rare enemies already have a lot more health than normal. So we definitely want to get those out of the way so we can start that up. Alright. Five more. They're all going to be in this little space here. Yeah. Knife. Ah. What are we looking at? Yeah. I can do it. Yep. Yeah, everything kind of turned nice and bright, and like the water even cleared up. Yeah, so I think it was actually Den of Evil was the name. But this place has been cleansed. And we were able to make it back before the area reset. Which, an interesting thing. So along with the way that I showed that you could reset an area from the map, you can also do it from a portal door, I guess. So if you were to control click on the door, then you could do the same thing. Create a new instance of that area and run through it again. Oops. Yes, it's on this side now. Go back to town to collect our reward. Well, actually, no. Before we do, because our inventory is pretty full, we will sell. Yeah, we want to swap that. Yeah. So toss that. Now, take a look what we got here. Our mana flask. Ooh, plus 16 charges. Nice. Need to chill and freeze. So, very good. Maybe. Oh no, that's 15. Oh, also 15. So here we go. Yeah, so unlike the other stuff, I don't recommend tossing your flasks. Actually, I won't do it now, but I'll show why here. So, because if you were to take 3 flasks of the same type and sell them, then you would get the next rank up. So whenever you're full on flasks, I recommend just storing the rest. Again, they didn't go there because they went to my flask tab. See, good here. Not for me.
Yes?
Not for me. What's that? You. Equip this. Now, instead of 4 energy shield, we have 9 energy shield from there. No evasion.
While
Oh,
we live, we are blessed.
okay. Now we can talk to Tarkty.
A necromancer. Just the one, was it? Guess the bastard got a bit lonely, decided to make himself some pets.
Indeed.
I've
Traveled inland on the Emperor's Road.
Cool. Yeah, so this here is a Book of Regrets. So, you hear, I have 1 skill point, 0 refund points. Completing certain quests gets us those refund points that we can use to take back some skill points if we decide later on that there is an investment we did somewhere that would be better used somewhere else. Yeah, and I think it's already over an hour and a half, so I'll call it here. And next time, I'll complete the route to the, I guess the halfway boss. The Act 1, like halfway through Act 1 boss. Anyways, so thanks for sticking with me here. So far, we're looking at an elemental build that I don't know where this is gonna go, because just because I've been, I've leveled up these gems a bit, like none of this means anything. This is way too early to consider any of this to be a build of any kind. And we know that we have some investment in elemental damage, but that could end up, there's so many ways that could go. Like, even if I do all the stuff that I said and I get this retribution one here, then head up here to get this armor and energy shield, and then down into this elemental thing. Like, there are so many ways I could go with this. So, that's going to be it for me. Have a great night. I'll talk to you next time.